Greetings. My name is Michael Miller. This is a Michael Miller trademark training video out to you because you're watching. Thank you and welcome. It's meant for Michael Miller Pilates licensed affiliates, the Core and Core, and anyone interested in not only surviving but thriving as a Pilates instructor. I talked yesterday in the opening about how I'm focused on Joe as a survivor, and his training is survival training, and how to survive as a Pilates instructor sounds all so doom and gloom. When thriving opens up avenues of going beyond where you are and getting better. Thriving. So survive and thrive, I think, is what we all want to do. I have only two things today. One is Pilates is a two-way street. You've heard me talk about that maybe somewhere else. Pilates is a two-way street, and most of the traffic goes one way, and very little of the traffic goes the other. But as a Pilates instructor, you want to be able to go both directions at once, really. Okay? Because, so what are the directions? One direction is toward an issue. You know, if somebody comes to you and they have an issue. So maybe they just come to you because they've heard it's great and there's nothing wrong with their body and they're in fine health and all they want to do is cross-train. Right? But a large part of the market has people that are trying to escape their issues because they give them pain, and so they want Pilates to address an issue, and that's one direction of the two-way street. And heading more and more that direction, it's the direction that, to me, in my opinion, a physical therapist takes. Because a physical therapist is about recovering from issues, right? Injury or whatever. And a physical therapist, you see until you're back to the normal that they let you go into, right? So a lot of Pilates is yanked into the direction of addressing an issue or issues. But the other direction of traffic for Pilates is not toward the issue, but toward the whole. Not toward the specific thing, but to the whole thing. And that's where contrology develops the body uniformly. It's in that developing the body uniformly that you get the results sought. Number two, I just have titled as Pinnacle of Perception. And it has to do with the imagery of your experiences that you have in life building up underneath you and give you your pinnacle of perception. The pinnacle is built upon your experience. Okay? And I think it's good imagery to recognize, first of all, the two-way street of Pilates and everything being pulled toward dealing with issues. And really the direction of Pilates is toward uniform development. Contrology develops the body uniformly. And so to me, I always took that as you get a uniformly developed body as a result, which is true. But more importantly, and what's said by Joe, is that the doing of it is a uniform effort, whole body effort, right? And anybody that knows Pilates from the old days would be aware of that and agree with that and say, oh, of course. But see, a lot depends on your pinnacle of perception. So, part of going toward Pilates isn't just uniform engagement to get uniform development. It's heading toward Pilates in reaching for that ideal of uniform engagement, right? And also in performing, in concentrating on the purpose of the exercise while you're performing it, which assumes that there's a purpose and that you are able to concentrate on what that purpose is. And here MMP would walk in and say that it has to be sensational so that you can connect to it. So I say this to give encouragement to you for when you feel like you're being totally drawn towards applying what you know about Pilates toward an issue and being more the physical therapist than in somehow taking that issue and making it the purpose of the pursuit in uniform, in dissolving the issue. Because really when you do Pilates, all the issues that people come to you with, the ones that do, some don't, right? But the ones that do, they just dissolve away. And that's because as the body acts more uniformly in its effort, and you have increased ability to exercise your capacity in observing and thinking and being and coordinating those. So I'm saying know the ideal and then use the ideal to in pursuit or address the issue in pursuit of the ideal. I think I already said that, right? You really surrender to the moment in and to some of where the student takes you, that you're willing to go. And you can, at one level or on the surface, seem to be addressing the issue, all the while calling upon what you know Pilates to be and the engagement of that and the belief that your pursuit of the ideal will resolve the issue. And you just hope it does it sooner than later. And when it comes to pain, how long does somebody want to stay in pain? Like, not at all. Didn't want to get there in the first place. So the more effective you can be in helping a student escape their pain, and there's a lot to learn and to know about physical therapy, a lot, mountains. To pick your personal interest to develop any kind of knowledge in a specialty, right? So big. for me, no matter what the specialty is, it's the ideal as an experience within MMP that's the box of my concern. That's the realm of my world. I talk about physics. I care about what's real and verifiable within science, about biology and physics. And that's just me. It's a personal scope of interest. And I know that there's a lot beyond that. It's just not, it just gets, the hand held up because I'm really just limiting my interest to the fact of the physics and trying to understand my experience within the way humanity currently tries to understand itself. The physics that we're in, the biology that we're running around, right? Life can't live forever. Read between the lines. See behind the curtain. Add 2 and 2. Direct your thinking. Geist.